It is time for yet another spectacular stream with your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek. Let's go. Hello humans, good to see you all once again. It is your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek, back with another spectacular stream. And whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the VOD, whether you are chatting or lurking, you are all welcome here, and I hope that this stream will bring a little more color to your day. Glad to have you here, and welcome everybody. How are you doing today? And it is Monday, July 17, 2023 at 10:06 a.m. here in the Philippines. And I hope that everybody is able to beat the Monday blues, and you'll be able to get a good start of your week. Whether you're going to school, whether you're going to work, I just hope that it's good and it's not going to hurt. Also, I would just like to mention that it is still raining outside. Weather's still pretty grim. It has been raining awfully hard these past few days in the Philippines, and it's probably not gonna get way too much better in the coming days because we're still expecting more habagat and more cold winds and everything like that. So just be careful along your way. Make sure that you bring your jacket with you, your poncho, your umbrella, whatever. Just make sure that you bring all the necessary protection against the rain. So that's pretty much where we are right now, and I hope that you are doing well. How is everybody doing today? And if speaking of everything that's happening today, why don't you go ahead and enter !color so that you can find your color fortune of the day. And speaking of which, looks like for my fortune of the day, it is red. So someone is angry with me. I don't know who. I don't know who is angry with me, but I consider myself a nice person, and I think that accusation is baseless. It is rigged. It is against me, and I do not appreciate that. Yes, I am doing that against my own system that I created against myself. Who knew that is actually something that is possible? Yes. But anyway, good to have you here, Zero. Thank you very much again for dropping by during the stream. How have you been doing today? And so Zero also has an interesting fortune. It is green because someone is jealous of Zero. Goodness. Maybe it's because you're living an awesome life. That's why they be jealous of you. Well, you know what they say in the words of the immortal Taylor Swift. The hate is gonna hate. Shake it off. That's all I really know. I don't really pay attention to Taylor Swift. So I don't really know much about her other songs aside from that song, Shake It Off. I think Taylor is having another concert very soon. I think that's what I've been hearing. The Eras Tour, if I recall. I don't know if it's gonna be in in the Philippines. The last I heard about it, it is happening in Singapore, something like that. So that's probably, what's happening here. And I have been watching some of my friends on on Twitter, and I noticed that, oh wow, that's a lot of people that want to go there, and I don't blame them. I just hope that they will be able to secure the tickets and maybe, hopefully, not lose an arm and a leg over it. Because I remember that time when people were paying through the nose just to be able to, how shall I say? They have to pay through the nose just to get tickets to Hamilton. I remember when Hamilton was coming back, and boy oh boy, the ticket prices on those were not to be messed with. I don't think I'm the type of person that will be watching theater anytime soon. The last time I ever watched theater was back in college because it was part of a school-related project. I'm not really a fan of theater productions. If ever I were to watch something in theater, I would probably wait until it becomes, there's like a movie version. Because sometimes it happens when, theater productions like plays, they do get recorded and then they get turned into a movie of sorts. So I think that's probably the best way that I can do it. And the funny story about that is that I don't even watch movies that much. So it's pretty much just me saying, no, I'm not interested. You can have your fun, but, that's not something that I'm really looking forward to, I guess. Zero says in the chat, we're just chilling right now, just woke up. Hey, well, good to have you here, and glad to have you even though you just woke up. I hope you did get your breakfast though, or lunch, or brunch, since it's already 10. Zero also says, everyone will do everything to watch something so good that can be watched with a small percentage, that it can only be happen once in a lifetime. I understand. Yes, I can see where you're coming from regarding that, but I guess it's understandable because plays like Hamilton have been released to rave reviews. I've seen all of the accolades that it has won with Lin-Manuel Miranda and everybody else. It's amazing what they're able to pull off. So, especially for the big fans of those things, I can see why they want to. I guess it's not something that I vibe with. Or Taylor Swift, for example. If it were maybe like a VTuber related thing nowadays, because that's my thing, I would probably do my best to see them. But based on my experience of Conquest, if my experience is not that good either, or if it's going to be difficult for me to actually get into the venue and meet people, then I'm probably not going to force it. If it ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. That's just how I live my life. And that's how I missed out on a lot of things. So again, I always believe that, you could learn a lot of things from everybody. Some people say that, there are bad examples, do not learn from them. But I believe that everyone is a good example. It's just some people are good and that you have to follow what they do. And some people are good, you need to learn from their example. So don't be the second type. Okay, don't be the second type. So don't be like me, okay? Don't miss out on things just because you prioritize how you feel sometimes. Because yes, that is important, But sometimes, what your gut is telling you might prevent you from actually being able to enjoy things. Because you might be hesitant to try new things because your gut is scared. But then you're gonna miss out on very important life experiences, which is related to what we're gonna be talking about later in a bit, and this is the main topic of our chatting sessions for today. So for those of you who are new and not familiar with what I do, aside from playing gaming streams, I also run a talk show called DJ Serjay, where I usually just talk about whatever topic that I want to. I can go on tangents no matter what. So it's not as structured as some other chatting streams. So, it's all about the journey, not necessarily about the topic. And for today's topic, we're going to be talking about what happened to me over the weekend. It was a big thing. I haven't gone there out for a while, touched grass and all of that. So I decided, what, this is a perfect opportunity to make this about the event itself. So we're gonna go ahead and get to that, and we'll continue this conversation in the studio. Oh my. All right. Before we get deafened by the silence, let's go ahead and put on some music while we're at it. Okay, I think it's playing. Okay. Good old stream beats. Yes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the music on here, and we'll go ahead and talk about everything that's been happening to Serjay in the past week. And we'll go ahead and talk about like the main events also. But also, I just want to share this, that if you haven't joined my Discord server yet, I did make a recent post on my Twitter, which is also the pinned post on the chat right now. If you are a VTuber, go ahead and share, or excuse me, check out the Twitter post that I have right there, linked in the pinned comment of the chat right now. And you can, and feel free to send me your PNGs or your reference sheets. I plan to do a review of your models on stream, and feel free to go ahead and send me your info. And then, yeah, I just want to talk about, you know, anything that I like about your design. Because if there's one thing that I am proud about, it's that a number of comments that I have received were based on my design. People like my design, and I'm ever grateful that my artist, Milas, did an amazing job of being able to translate my ideas and make it into something special like what you see before you right now. So I want to give back to the VTuber community by talking about what I love about your designs as well. And if you are interested, don't forget to check out the link that I have to my Twitter post in the chat right now, and go ahead and drop your PNG and references. Ideally, I hope that we'll be able to get this done by the end of the week. So just keep yourselves posted. And if you have not yet joined my Discord server and want to get any updates that happen over there, feel free to go ahead and join the Color Surfer Station Discord server. Link is in the chat right now. If you like to talk about food, because we love food, and we talk about dad jokes and a bunch of other things, feel free to go ahead and join us over there. And we will be using the server for reference when it comes to most of our things that we have here. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue from where we left off. Let me just double check if everything is fine. Okay, let's continue. So what happened to Serjay in the past week? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Serjay ASMR Taskaru. Serjay Sneeze ASMR Taskaru, my goodness. All of you people who like to hear anime girl VTubers sneeze, well, Serjay has now provided you his sneeze ASMR. I swear, there is no way for me to sneeze in a quiet way. I wish that there was a way for me to sneeze in a quiet way, like achoo, achoo, in a dainty, quiet way, achoo, achoo. But it's always like an explosion. Everybody and their neighbor would know that I sneeze whenever it happens. I was about to mimic my sneezing, but I coughed. My goodness. And here's the thing. They say actually that if you hold back on the sneezing, it's actually bad for you. If you the reason why your sneezing is very loud in the first place is because, and very forceful also in the first place, is because you're trying to expel all of the things that are, bothering you from your nose. So holding back on trying to make it like quiet and dainty, like is probably not a good idea either. So something to think about. In that case, trying to make it as explosive as possible is probably not a bad idea either. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Let's go ahead and move on to my IRL section. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's been happening with me over the weekend rather. Let me just Zero says, I heckin' love food. Heck yeah. We love it when other people love food. If as long as you love food, I believe that you will have a place in our server. Or in my circle, rather. So just love food and you'll be fine. Okay, so last week actually, my sister Svek, actually came back from Japan, and then she bought me this shirt. So I haven't had a Hawaiian style flowery shirt for a very, very long time. The last time I had it was when I was still in like my early teens. It was a red shirt with white flowers on it, mostly white gumamela. Or if you don't live in the Philippines, it's called hibiscus. So that's what it looked like, but look at all of these designs. You could see snails. I don't know why there are snails here, but I don't know why there are snails here that you could see, aside from the flowers, but I guess there's some variety there, but if it were birds, that would probably be better. Why snails? I don't know. I don't like snails. It's just, they kind of look so alien to me with their eyes like this and all of the ooze and the slime that comes out. It's kind of creepy. Yes, we got the Serjay drip, baby. That's true, Zero. And look at that. I wasn't very happy with my face here. It looks like a mugshot. I kind of went to jail for whatever dang reason sometimes, so I decided it's time to go ahead and pose. So why not wear the white pants? Don't forget the ever-present Sanooks, and then my newsboy cap. Look at that pose. Look at the confidence. Milady. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that for real. In the sense that you just go to a woman and then doff my cap and say, "Milady." Well, based on the stereotype, that's probably not a good thing anyway, so that's fine, I guess. And then, this is me pretending to answer my phone, even though I don't have my cell phone out. But yeah, look at that. Look at that pose. My goodness. This is the Serjay pretending to be busy right now. I'm kind of busy right now. I need, do you have an appointment to talk to me? Well, if it's you, I can always make room for you in my schedule. Yay. Serjay Riz. Let's go. And then the good old just standing with the hands in the pockets. I don't know, Zero, if you experience the same thing, but I remember as a kid, my parents always told me to stop putting my hands in my pockets if I walk. I have no idea why, but they said it was bad manners if I put my hands in my pockets while I walk. And I tried to ask, so why is it bad manners to do that? And they never gave me a good explanation why. So sometimes, well, the good thing about being an adult is that you can have cereal at night if you want to, and you can also walk around with your hands inside your pockets. Although usually I don't, if I do that, I don't usually put my entire hand in my pocket. Sometimes I just put my hand and leave my thumb outside. Yes, there is a technique. There is a technique to walking around with your hands inside your pockets, apparently. So some people prefer to have whole hand in the pocket. Some people prefer to have thumb out. Some people prefer to have thumb in, so the rest of their fingers are outside. I cannot explain the benefits of each one, but you know, I'm a thumb out guy. Oh my goodness, you know, the things that you gotta do. And nothing makes me happier than a good old pair of Sanooks. Maybe one of these days, okay, I'm probably gonna get arrested for this. Maybe that's the reason why I'm already practicing my mugshot here. But I love Sanooks, but maybe as I grow older, I might go back to having Crocs again. Yes, when I was younger, when Crocs were still popular, I had a pair of Crocs. And something tells me that maybe I will buy Crocs once again in the future. So I ask you, my humans, my chat, my community. I know you've suffered with me with all of my puns, with all of my dad jokes, and all of my bad gameplay. The true test now is, will you still stay with me? Will you still love me, even if I wear Crocs? You don't have to give me an answer right now. We'll find out. If I turn up in the timeline and if I get like, you know, Twitlongers canceling me because of wearing Crocs, I know what's gonna happen. Woo! Hey, Tomato Pasta, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Welcome. Yes, if you want to go ahead and check out another member of the Philippine VTubing community, go ahead and check out Tomato Pasta. It's been a while, and glad to have you here. Welcome. And yeah, for a time, Crocs were good. I like them. The only time I don't really like wearing Crocs is if it's like raining, like right now, and then because sometimes it just slips. My foot slips inside the Croc. But maybe the only reason why is because like the Crocs that I got back then were way too big for my feet, which is weird because I have like size 10 feet, and that's a big size. And you know what they say about men with big feet? That's right. It's very hard to shop for shoes. Kayo ha? Kayo. I can see you. I can see what kind of things you're thinking about, but yeah. Size 13 feet? Wow. Pasta, you and I, we've got issues when it comes to buying shoes. Can't go to SM for shoes? Goodness gracious, I can feel your pain right there. Whenever I go to the department store, it's always like, do you have anything in size 10? And they're like, no sir, you got it. Okay, we go to the next part of the department store. Do you have a size 10? Yes sir, we do. Okay, that's still too small. Do you have a 10.5? No sir. Oh, nuts. Every single time. Shoes are always a struggle for me. And hats. You know, this hat that I actually have in these pictures, the only time I was actually able to buy this hat, I went to South Korea for this. I went to Seoul, and I saw this hat. I fell in love with it, and I was actually hesitating to buy it because I thought, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm not sure. But then I was like, you know what? This is probably my only chance to buy this kind of newsboy hat. So it's like, screw it. Let's do it. Tomato Pasta says, there are like specific Facebook groups for selling certain shoe sizes, which is true. Actually, I was talking with Sister Svek the other day, and we were looking into getting Chuck Taylors for me. And the reason why I mentioned Chuck Taylors is because based on my internet research, quote unquote, if you do weightlifting, like with barbells and stuff like that, if you don't want to get like specialized weightlifting shoes, you can either get Chuck Taylors or Vans. And the reason why is because it's going to be like very, very flat, and it's good for your weightlifting. And speaking of being good, hello Raiders, it is Orby. Welcome to the stream, glad to have you here. And let me go ahead and give you a shout out, Orby. Welcome to your favorite local strawberry gamer cat, Swordberries. Welcome to the stream. How are you? And you're playing Splatoon, I guess. How was your Splatfest, by the way? Even though technically we are enemies, because you are Team Strawberry and I am Team Vanilla. Hello, Wayward Son. Thank you very much for dropping by. Glad to have you here. And let me go ahead and give you a shout out as well. Team Strawberry didn't score Jack. Oh, nuts. Fry is not doing well again, apparently, from what I could see. But thank you for letting me know. And let me go ahead and give you a shout out here. Doltrax, Orby was doing amazing. Yes, I think I can definitely see that. You know, no questions asked. Orby is a very skilled Splatoon player, just like my good friend Ren, who is also one of the people here. Let me go ahead and give him a shout out. Legendary member of the Philippine Splatoon community, member of Team Midnight, who already competes in Southeast Asian Splatoon competitions. Orby is no slouch either, because Orby is also the captain of Team CC4, who is also a Splatoon team and is going to be competing in September. So more details to come. We're going through my Discord server, and then we're just talking about a bunch of things right now. So for those of you who don't know me, who are coming in from the raid, my name is Serjay Svek, your favorite color surfing DJ. And I normally also play games like Splatoon and a bunch of other Nintendo Switch games like Sifu, Dark Souls, The Legend of Zelda, and occasionally I also do just chatting streams like this, where I talk about anything for 2 hours. So what we're doing is that we're just talking about a bunch of things that happened to me last week, which also includes the meetup that we had last week, and we're last weekend rather, and we're gonna be also playing some of the footage. So Orby, just to let you know, okay, we'll be playing some footage. Oh my goodness. But yes, let's not dwell on my drip way too much, because I know that, you know, it talks a lot. But yes, if you are new to the channel and you want to go ahead and see more of my adventures from, you know, whatever, if you want to talk about food, because we love food here in my server, why don't you go ahead and check out the Color Surfer Station Discord server. And if you like what you see and you love what you hear, why don't you choose to give me a follow here on Twitch as well. We are currently at 595 followers on Twitch, and maybe we'll finally be able to hit 600 before the end of the month. So you're free to do so. And also just want to let you know that, you know, we've got speaking of last weekend, we've got a lot of people that I was able to work with. Unlike Ren and unlike Orbi, I don't have the skills to actually be competent in in Splatoon, so the only thing I can do is commentate. So we had a bunch of commentators here, and I'm very glad that I was able to work with everybody here last weekend. Wayward Son says, I'm gonna play Battle for Neighborville. Okay, Wayward Son, thank you again for dropping by if you need to go. Glad to have you here. And again, for everybody who's coming in for the raid, anybody who's if you are chatting or lurking, whether you are watching live or watching the VOD, you're all welcome here, and I hope that we will bring more color to your day. Orbi says, and you commentated so good. Ah, yes, and you did an amazing job too, Orbi. You know, I was amazed at how well we were able to bounce off each other. Okay, especially since it was our first time commentating with each other, so it was an awesome time. Okay, glad that we had some fun, and you too, Gab. It's good to see you here as well, who was also one of my fellow commentators, and is also an artist. Very distinctive art style as well. So go check out Gab. I definitely want to do it again, especially in September, which we're gonna talk about. And also, for the people who are coming into the raid, if you see the pinned chat, I actually posted on Twitter that I have like a little contest or a little event coming. So I want to ask you, if you are a VTuber, go ahead and send your reference sheets or your PNGs, because I also want to talk about your design and what I like about your design. So don't be shy. Feel free to click on that link. It's legit. And go ahead and send me your PNGs, and I'll go ahead and talk about it on stream one of these days. I'm scared to do a smash or pass, so that's not the kind of thing that I want to do on stream. So we're gonna go ahead and do this instead. Orbi says, yeah, I've been going for 12 hours, so I'm gonna pass out. Yeah, go ahead and rest, Orbi. You have been doing an amazing time, so go ahead and get as much rest as you need. Okay, so I mentioned in the stream just now that we have September, right? So for those who don't know, there are two important things that are going to happen to me in September. First off, we have my advanced VTuber anniversary on September 2. So it's supposed to be on September 6, but September 6 is on a Wednesday, so I don't want to celebrate it during that time. But yeah, September 2, I'm probably gonna do something. I don't know what. If I'm gonna do a marathon stream also, or some karaoke or whatever, but I do hope that I'll be able to get a new model ready by that time. And hopefully I will be able to bring more color to your day, just like in the chat right now. If you're new to the chat, go ahead and enter ! color so you can actually see your color fortune of the day. We'll see if you're gonna get a good fortune or a bad fortune, and we'll hopefully get something good for you. And also, what's happening in September is on September 16 to 17 is gonna be the Geek Pop Super Turbo Video Game Festival. So that's gonna be happening at Ayala Mall Circuit Makati, and Splatoon Philippines is also involved, and they're gonna be hosting a tournament as well during that time. So you know that I'm going to be there, not as a tournament goer, let's be clear. if they're gonna allow it, then I would be more than happy to be one of the commentators during that event once again. So hopefully we'll take care of that. Wayward Sun says, consider mine fulfilled already. Nobody I know likes Order or strawberries, and I resent that. Oh, you're talking about the Splatfest fiends, Wayward. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was part of Team Order in Splatoon 2. I was like probably one of the few people that was part of Team Order, you chaos people. But yes, I'm Team Vanilla right now, but back then I was Team Order. So just so you know. Now for that event on September 16 into 17, it's going to be in the area of Ayala Malls. Not only that, there's going to be cosplay, there's gonna be other video game tournaments as well, even Street Fighter 2 apparently, and a bunch of other things. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, I hope to see you there on September 16 to 17. I'll let you know when the Splatoon events will happen specifically so that we can actually be there. And Lord, if ever I run into a Serjay cosplayer during that time, that will be, my life will be complete. Oh my gosh. But yes, hopefully we got quite a few things happening in September 2023. So if you want to get the updates from those times, feel free to go ahead and check it out on my Discord server, especially if you like food and dad jokes and all of those things. Gab said, yeah, you were so good last Saturday. It would be an honor to have you commentate again. It'll be nice to have you too as well, Gab. You did a great job as well. It was our second time together, if I recall. One of the very first time we did commentating together was during one of the Splat East Asia events, if I recall. And Wayward says, I resent chaos because the Splatoon fandom thinks chaos is good. I view chaos as a blight we should have done away with. Very very fair viewpoint. Understandable. Chaos can be scary. It can be intimidating because we have no way to control it. You know, that's the reason why it's chaotic. But yeah, you know, in the same way, order is good. That's why I wanted to have order, because I'm a very lawful person. Probably if I was playing D&D or Dungeons and Dragons, I probably would have chosen something like a paladin, maybe. But yeah, we do have Side Order, the DLC coming for Splatoon, so Splatoon 3. So that's gonna be on the flip side of Order. But anyway, you know, we'll just wait and see what Nintendo and the Splatoon devs have planned for that as well. But yes, Gab, Orbi, and Meds, they did awesome during last weekend, and I hope that they will allow me and us to be able to join the commentary table as well. And Ren too. It's amazing that we're gonna be excuse me. If Ren is gonna be able to make it, then that would be amazing, because Ren is also another good commentator as well. A good commentating partner of mine. And maybe Stolowing too. That would be nice. In short, I love doing commentary. It's one of my fave hobbies. And you know, all of these Splatoon events are giving me the opportunity to flex all of that. So we'll see. But yes, hopefully we'll keep you updated. And maybe in the future, I'll be able to see you during the broadcast. Wayward says, I plan to spoil Side Order for myself when it releases. And if Order isn't predicted as good, I won't pay for that. Okay, that's understandable. Ren Connect says, I'm not sure if I can make it. Oh, to Geek Pop. Yeah, we'll see. Just let us know, Ren. If by some miracle you manage to do it, I'm sure you'll let us know. And yeah, hope to see you in any case, Ren, even in the chat. And speaking of which, if you want, since we're already on that topic, let's go ahead and take a look at what we did last weekend. So this was, let me see if this is happening here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So we still have the VOD. We still have the VOD. Hold on. Let me go ahead and... All right. So this is where we were last weekend. So we'll go ahead and just listen to like a little bit of it before we continue. I want to show how everybody was like during the event. We're gonna go ahead and listen to it. Let me just make sure that I have the volume on. It has happened numerous times before that it isn't working.
Splatoon be funny like that. Yes.
And I was the one who DC.
It's because you used Among Us, okay?
Ah, the power was too strong. The land came. Okay, it's back.
Yes. I am. If you don't mind me saying, there's Pikmin 4 that I saw.
Where? What? Where? Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Pikmin, apparently.
That was testing your reflexes.
Oh, you
right
mean here?
There. Yes, that's right.
That's the devil.
What are you talking about?
I love Pikmin.
Okay, fine.
I have never played Pikmin, so I don't really understand.
Oh!
Congratulations!
Oh, sorry about the headphone viewers.
You weren't able to get through that. Nice sniping right there.
But they still have the zone. No more penalty points. Oh, but almost. No.
Oh, no!
The penalty
No, they
points
can
as well.
still do it. We still have overtime, but the hammer's here. Nice, giving it up. Defending the zone, almost there. You can do this. 2, 1,
seconds. If they don't get it.
And time.
Oh,
Let's
there you
go!
Congratulations, Orange team, which is actually Danny's team. So
Good job. 1 point difference.
clutch.
Jaya, Shu, Yasuna,
And the star player,
Danny!
That the amazing thing about this Danny person that we're talking about, is Danny was actually the youngest competitor ever during the meetup. 6 years old, and their first time joining the meetup. So I'm very happy that we were able to show Danny a fun time. After the event, we were given feedback that Danny had a fun time, and I think that's just, you know, one of the best parts about it. You know, being able to share the experience of a game that we love with a newcomer and make them feel welcome. You know, nothing worse for a gaming community than you know, trying to gatekeep them and keep them out. So so long as we're able to be welcoming to them, I think that's the best service that we could do, especially to help grow the Splatoon Philippines community. It's still very small, yes, but we're hoping to make it grow for as much as we can. So good job, everybody who was part of that event. So don't mind this. We're gonna we had a very long break in between, and then Gab was here as well. Hey, Gab.
Toothpaste.
Yes.
Yes.
We will
It's
not
so
discount.
versatile.
You could see that, you know, people are very passionate about the
Yes.
topics in Splatfest. Okay,
Yes.
so
Almost religious. Yes.
It's
Oh my
just-
God! There's the pizza.
just like, speaking of pizza, there was a time when we had a Splatfest where it was pineapple or no pineapple
Oh,
on
yeah.
pizza. Yes,
I probably was on Team Pineapple. I don't remember, but I probably be on Team Pineapple.
I
'Cause
I don't really look for pineapple on pizza.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm given pineapple on pizza, then I'll eat it because it's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, who am I gonna complain?
That must be a tough Splatfest for you.
Yes, that definitely is.
Because
Yes.
you know both pizzas are valid.
That's true.
Yeah.
All pizzas are valid, but
All pizzas are valid.
unless it's we're not gonna talk about it here.
Yes.
The only difficult one is if remember there was this Asian Splatfest where it was pineapple or no pineapple on sweet and sour pork.
Oh my god, I don't
think you
remember
heard
that.
one. No, yeah, well, I don't think we had that. I think that was like a Japan exclusive one or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
It's very.
Yeah, I remember this one. I don't think it was part of that Splatfest where they had pineapple or no pineapple on pizza. So, yeah, I was not part of that experience. I think because I only got Splatoon 2 in 2018. So I missed quite a few Splatfests. The very first Splatfest I joined was, I think it was Fork or Spoon, or that was the one where it was orange juice, pulp or no pulp. And I couldn't join my first few Splatfests because I was like either traveling or my schedule was weird. And the only one that I officially joined was Halloween 2018, Trick or Treat. That's the one that I remember. My very first one. What's this? Wayward says, it's only good if you drain the juice according to a Disney princess book I once read. I see. And Wayward's first Splatfest was action versus comedy. I see. Anybody here who plays Splatoon, what was your very first Splatfest that you joined? And Ren says, I take responsibility for your influence on Splat, which is true because it's Ren's fault, actually. I accompanied Ren to the venue here before, many years ago. And I was just there to babysit him pretty much because he was, going to the meetup, playing some games with everybody. Me and my other friend Milos, we just stood in the background and waited for him. And then, but there, I saw the magic of Splatoon 2. And you know what? I thought to myself, this is not a bad game after all. So the following Saturday, I snuck to a data blitz, and then I bought myself a Nintendo Switch with Splatoon 2 as the very first game. It's magically, Gab says it's magical. Yes, it's magically salt-inducing. Okay, let's be clear. It's magically salt-inducing. However, the community that you gain in exchange for it, I think there is nothing that I would exchange for that. It's definitely something I would not change that for the world. So, yes, if you also want to go ahead and check out, if ever we're gonna be having events like this in the future, probably in September it's gonna be like that. So go ahead and visit Splat_East Asia. We also have a Discord server there, but I mean, I'm not officially affiliated with them, but usually you can find it on Twitch. This is here. That way, you'll be able to catch up on the latest in Splatoon Philippines events. Also, on any events that are occurring in the Splatoon Southeast Asia zone. So yes, go ahead and take a look at that, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy your experience there as well. It's just funny though, because the banner here down here says FGC because we occupied the venue during what was essentially fighting game hours. So this just proves that Splatoon is not only a horror game, it is also a fighting game. It's just we use guns. Most of the time we just use guns. So that's pretty much, what we do when we play Splatoon, apparently. But yes, the VOD is still up. So if you want to go ahead and catch it before it runs out, feel free to go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, East Asian.
Yes, it
I'd
is.
say,
It very is.
Sweet pork.
Yeah, put the pineapple on the sweet and sour.
What
pork.
would be the Filipino version of that? Is it like
Egg-
adobo?
eggs or no eggs in adobo?
Oh, what?
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be the Filipino
Adobo
version.
egg? Oh,
Yeah,
pretty
that's the good stuff.
Hey, Wafusef,
Oh, wait,
good to
let's
have you
check
here.
out the challenge on the links.
How are you doing? Let me just go ahead and give you a shout out.
One,
Yes,
two.
yes, the guy on the right looks like me.
One.
It's me. It is me, Wafusef.
Are we
This
good?
is me
You're good?
last weekend doing
Is
some
the monitor
commentating
good?
for a local
Excuse me.
Splatoon
Okay,
event.
okay, okay.
So
Alright, let's do
that
this then.
is
We're all set.
the story behind this,
Tower
really.
control in Mahi Mahi. Actually, Mahi Mahi is a map from Splatoon 1.
Actually, no,
Yes,
that's not me. That's my my paid actor.
No, one.
What? Yeah, okay, one.
He looks like me. He sounds like me.
Right.
So that
and a lot-
my
and
VTuber
people had
identity
a
is
lot
kept
to say
safe.
about it in the Splatoon 3. What a
game.
rush!
Let's take a look at the end of this one.
It changes.
Green
depending
slider on the tower. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Very interesting choice of special there.
I'm surprised it didn't go in the water.
Actually,
Yeah.
they just did it in front of the pole, I guess. Whoa, Tricky got sniped as well. Ah, we got someone fell in the water. Ayumu.
That's Ayumu.
There we go.
There
You
in
don't
the
have to
water.
worry about that. In a while, it happens to the best of us. Okay. All right. Now, Pooty is into the. Oh no! They got
Wow,
shredded
two
by
down.
the Hydra once again.
Crazy Hydra. Where's the Hydra?
Ayumu
Maybe
doing their
trying to
best to get shred everybody to get in. Oops, they got some company taking out Malco. Good job right there. Now let's see what's in here. They lost the tower, 2 down on the green team. Orange team is gonna go ahead and try to pick it up right now. Careful, Booyah Bomb action!
Yeah, a lot of people keep
Nice
falling
work,
in the
defending
water
Tricky,
in this
taking the
map.
lead
This is
right there.
this is why this is a very
Nice
fun
work.
map.
Mayhem taken out. Careful! You're gonna get sniped. Oh, watch out! Nice. Okay, so green is now on the tower. Wiped out. Orange wiped out. Pooty with his Splatana Stamper trying to get in nice and close. Water level has changed. Don't have to worry about that. Let's go, Spider-Man! Action! Never mind.
Yes, there is a Splatoon esports league. This is the
Okay, no
local
drowning now.
version,
We've
but
got
there are
no water to
international
worry about, so that means
leagues,
more
yes.
places to get flanked.
Oh, we
Jaya.
lost the lead.
Oh,
They took the lead.
goodness gracious.
What a great push.
Couldn't even see it right there. Just so much chaos happening right now. And definitely.
Yes, to answer Wafusef's question, yes, there is a Splatoon esports league. What you're seeing here is still pretty casual, actually. I do not know if Splatoon Philippines actually has like a real professional tourney scene, as far as I know. Although in September 16, we will there is gonna be an event with prize. By the way, September 16 to 17 is gonna be Geek Pop, and there is gonna be a Splatoon 3 tournament there, being sponsored by Splatoon Philippines with a prize pool. So I guess that is quote unquote the real Splatoon Philippines esports league. But on the international level, yes, there is. There is a Splatoon World Championships. So I do not know the exact name of the league, but it exists. It's just I don't really pay attention to that. I know that there are things like, I know in the local Philippine VTuber scene, there are people who love to watch like the Apex World Championships and then like the Valorant World Championships, but I don't really pay attention to the Splatoon Championship something. I'm just a little boy watching the locals here. Gab says Nintendo has an official Splatoon 3 North American Championship. Yes. And which is nice to know, and also the Japanese scene is always blooming, especially because, well, people go nuts over Splatoon over there in Japan. If only the marketing in international areas was not so bad, then probably it wouldn't be seen so niche. Because, you know, that's seen as quote unquote kiddie game. But I believe that if only Splatoon was not a Nintendo exclusive thing, and if it was not so dang expensive because you have to pay for the game, you have to pay for the Nintendo Switch, and you have to pay for the Nintendo Switch Online subscription. So yeah, this is a prohibitively expensive game, and because of that, it's considered a really niche thing. So it's very difficult for me as a Philippine VTuber to actually find people who want to collab with Splatoon. There's a billion people that are available to collab with me for Apex or Valo, even though I don't play. But Splatoon is a whole different story. But I understand where they're coming from. It's a difficult hobby to get into. Let's see. Checking the comments over here is Wafusef says, I'm more into Tekken, but just casually playing. Interesting. Interesting, Wafusef. Who's your main? And are you looking forward to Tekken 8? For the longest time, I followed in the footsteps of Big Brother Svek, and I used King as my main because that was his main. But eventually, when Tekken 6 game came along, my main changed to Dragunov. So, and that's a funny coincidence because my name Serjay sounds almost like Dragunov's first name, Sergey Dragunov. So, and he's Russian, just like my Russian hat and my winter clothes. So, very interesting coincidence. I consider Dragunov to be a lot easier to handle as a grappler character compared to someone like King with his billion grapple moves. Ren Connect says, for the Japanese, Turf War is their favorite mode. I see. Compared to like the rank modes, because everywhere else, like, and I say everywhere else, I mean like North America, and the Philippines, it is ranked modes that really are popular. Ren says, expensive, but the memories you make will be worth it. That is true. Wafusef says, I'm a Lee main. Oh, Lee, okay. But no Tekken 8 trailer yet, Saj. Yeah, maybe one of these days they will come out. But these days, I'm just paying more attention to Street Fighter 6. But only because I am looking forward to the music that comes along. I'm very happy that the main Street Fighter 6, the Street Fighter channel on YouTube, posts the character themes. So it's something to add to my list of playlists. Thank you for the lurk, Wafu. Thank you very much. Why do they call you Need? Stream elements, fix yourselves. All right. Comrade Serjay. Well, goodbye, Comrade Wafusef. Enjoy. We'll just, you know, take a look at this, the end of this match, and then we'll go back to the rest.
Trying to shield themselves from any enemy fire. Good job. Trying to do some support. Falling out. Watch out. They're going to get sniped if they're not careful. Taking the lead once again. Holy cow. Taking out Booty. There we go. Almost there. Ah! They got sniped.
What a great strategy.
Jaya with doing a very good job. Again, 47 seconds left. Green team needs to get 18 or less to win. Emin on the tower. Can they hold on to it as long as possible? They got a fully charged wave breaker, ready to use it if they need to.
Don't tell everyone.
Doesn't matter. They shouldn't be listening. Ayumu charging it up right now. Mayhem moving up on the tower, trying to make sure nobody gets it. Switching out with Tricky. Very nice strategy. Making sure that there are alternative targets. Emin is moving up on the tower. Oh, Tricky jumping off, trying to avoid getting hit. Malco with the nice! Taken out by the Reef Slider from... Good job right there. Okay, nobody is on the... No, someone is still on the tower. Jaya with the wave breaker, Booyah Bomb, and it's time! What a rush! Bam! Orange for the win!
That's Encantos. That's one. Our first game 3 of the event.
I'll just say that I want to use this weapon here in Splatoon, which is the undercover umbrella, which is pretty much an umbrella. Yes, Splatoon weapons are based on real life objects like paintbrushes, umbrellas, water guns, and stuff. So I want to use undercover umbrella because it's actually kind of like a shotgun with a built-in shield. The only problem is the shield has the durability of wet tissue paper, and it's like shooting your shotgun is like a pea shooter. It takes like 4 shots to splat somebody, but usually it takes like 5. No, I think it's 3. 3 shots to splat somebody, but usually it takes 5. And by that time, I'm already dead. And gas pumps too, Wayward, yes. One of these days, I will go back to playing Splatoon 3 regularly. I don't know why. I guess I was just really trying to... What's this? I kind of like passed my time in Splatoon 2 because that was my big game when I first got my Switch. But now that I'm in Splatoon 3, it's like, I don't know. But maybe I'll get back to it one of these days. I just want to get this pose here. Look at that. As a Street Fighter fan, I like the Akuma pose right there. One of these days. All right, so that's pretty much what happened last week. So it was just me going back to my roots as a Splatoon 3 commentator, and brought back a lot of good memories, especially being able to see and be with all of the people. You know, it was a long time coming, and the reason why I mentioned that earlier is because I mentioned why it was such a big thing for me, because I lacked sleep. I lacked a lot of sleep before going to the event. So it was a challenge for me. Because for those of you who don't know, whenever there's like an important event happening, say a party, or I need to go on a trip or something like that, I always run into this difficulty where I have difficulty falling asleep the night before, because I'm always so excited that I forget to fall asleep. So that has caused me to miss out on a few important events, because in my excitement to finally be part of that event, I completely miss it. So that's sad. But last time, during the weekend, when I decided, it was time, I thought, you know what? I already missed a couple of Splatoon Philippines meetups last time precisely because of this. So why don't you just, give yourself a little push, Serjay. And if you really feel like you can't do it, just go home. But, make the extra effort just to give it a try. And in hindsight, I don't regret it at all. So if you're ever at that point where, because I mentioned earlier that you have to trust your gut. Usually, your gut is right. But the problem is, sometimes your gut can be a little too cautious, a little too paranoid. You might be thinking, I'm not feeling well because I didn't go to sleep, so maybe I should not do this. So sometimes you just have to trust in, not only in your gut, but also in your mind and your spirit. And then maybe just, if you think you can, go for it. Because, the alternative would be to miss out on a lot of things. So it's always up to you to decide. And this is just me talking, okay? You don't necessarily have to follow my advice, because ultimately, who am I to you? You will have to make your own decision. But all I'm saying is that, on my point of view, that maybe if you still think that you can do something despite your gut telling you not to, and you think it's going to be good for you, then maybe it's not such a bad idea to go for it. As you can see, I certainly don't regret it. And as tired as I was, I think the memories that I made in exchange were definitely worth it. Now, the only problem is Twitch will ultimately get rid of this VOD, so I bet you better get to it while it lasts. Wayward says, as a PvZ fan, I resent your pea shooter remark. I see. Apologies for that. But yeah, it really does feel like that sometimes when it's, you know, when you're trying to shoot with an undercover Brella. It just feels like you're shooting them with nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Upload it to the Splat Philippines YouTube. Yeah, I think that would be one way to preserve it, at least. So yes, we do have a Splatoon Philippines YouTube channel as well. And definitely go ahead and take a look at that. And maybe we'll be able to see that stream VOD available for at least a much longer period of time. And once again, I hope to see you on September 16 or 17 for Geek Pop. And if you're not going to be playing Splatoon 3, then maybe I'll see you as a cosplayer or in any of the other game tournaments that they have there. So it'll be my first time going there compared to last weekend, because not only was the Splatoon Philippines event happening last weekend, it was also ACX, Anime Cosplay Expo, was happening in SMX in MOA last weekend. So that was another convention, and truth be told, a part of me wanted to attend that convention, but I remember what happened in Conquest. I know it's not the same organizers, but you know, the memories stay with you. Because I remember when I went to Conquest, let me just see if I can get the pictures here. Look at all of the people that were lining up. Maybe we could make it bigger. Yeah, look at that, see? So I was down here, okay? So let's just put it into perspective. On the left of the screen, this is the convention area, okay? So down here, there were like, I don't know if the camera can see it on the screen, but there were like 3 lines. So like 3 layers of lines of people that were trying to get into the venue. And if you look up here, this is a bridge that's connecting to the convention area from the IKEA Philippines across the street. And, you know, it was kind of hot and humid outside here, but at least, you know, we had shade from the convention venue. The problem is that I thought that people would be having a good time here because of the air conditioning. The problem is that if you cram like hundreds of people inside an area, you know, the air conditioning is not going to help. And when I decided to go home early, because, you know, I realized there was no point in me trying to force myself to get into the venue, because I spent like an hour outside and that the line did not seem to move. I decided, you know what, let's just go home. It isn't worth it. And, you know, I lost my chance to get a refund, so there's that too, which I'm also bitter about. But going back to what happened, it was really difficult, yes. And it was a very crammed area up here. So when I passed through here on my way home, it was a sauna. Goodness gracious. In hindsight, it was a lot better out here because at least even if it was humid, you can go to a store here, these tents, and buy some drinks and stuff. Here, you had no place to go. You were gonna bake inside here. And even just going in there, I felt dizzy. I thought I was going to faint. Because sometimes I'm kind of like that nowadays. If it's very hot, it's very hot or it rains, sometimes it does that to my head where I feel like I get a headache and I'm about to faint. So luckily I was just only here for like a few seconds, but imagine having to stay there for hours. And not to mention the fact that if you excuse me, if you go there, if you stay there, you know, your place in the line will probably be overtaken, so you're tempted to stay there. Otherwise, you'll have to go to the back. And, you know, not a lot of people might be accommodating to let you back in if you go back. So, you know, you can never be too sure. So you're probably just stuck there. It was a very, very awful experience overall. Especially for the people in full cosplay. Goodness gracious. See that? It extended all the way into here. And even further. Look at that. Very hot. The sun was already going in there. It just felt... See, even with the air conditioning on the inside, people were fanning themselves. I really pity the people that went into the cosplay. Yeah, so I think you might understand why a part of me is hesitant to go into conventions again. Even if they're not the same organizers, I'm kind of hesitant to do so. So the only thing I probably might do next time we have a con is I'll just be... So this is SMX, right? I'd probably just be across the street where IKEA is. You know, some people, they have an expression called Team Labas or Team Loob, meaning team outside or team inside. Outside the convention venue, inside. Outside only because you don't have a ticket or something like that. I want to be Team IKEA because that way I will not be waiting outside for people. No, you find me in the IKEA. At least I'll be eating some meatballs and chocolate and stuff like that. Or, as Gab says, longtime member of Team Bahay or Team House, which is also a valid thing because as much as, you know, conventions are fun, you have to remember we're still in the middle of a pandemic. So, you know, you have to decide if you want to deal with the fun now or, you know, you're gonna get sick. And thankfully I did not get sick because of that. So, you know, you just have to decide. But it's either I'm gonna be in Team IKEA next time or I'm probably gonna be in Team Mendocoro. And I don't know if Ren is still here, but I want to make him jealous. So, you know, here Ren, here's Mendocoro Ramen Ba. Once again, the best ramen in Metro Manila, in my opinion. Much better than... probably better than Ramen Nagi. Although, you can't really compare Ramen Nagi and Mendocoro because Mendo is just specializing in like a few things. Ramen Nagi is all about the variety, all about their limited edition ramen, which is good in its own way. But yeah, if you have some spare money, I would recommend that you try Mendo. It's definitely an experience in itself. The only thing, Gab, that I feel bad about is that there were, you know, in Circuit, they also have Ramen Kuroda, which is, in my opinion, the best budget ramen in Metro Manila. The only problem is that during lunchtime and after the meetup of Splatoon Philippines, it was still jam-packed. I don't know why it was jam-packed this time. It's never like that before. So I was like, okay, the meetup is done. I'm gonna go sneak away and then have some ramen kurada. They're like, nope, Serjay, no time. No ramen kurada for you. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. All right, maybe next time. Wayward says, meatballs are usually what I go to IKEA for. Yeah, it's special. The only problem is that, at least in the IKEA Philippines branch, you no longer are able to get like the unlimited lingonberry sauce. At least when I went to IKEA Hong Kong, you could actually, there's like a dispenser that you could use to spray, to put in as much lingonberry sauce on top of your meatballs. But here, they're just gonna give you a small cup, and you know, you gotta deal with that. You just gotta deal with it like that. But anyway, maybe we'll just have a better experience, who knows. But maybe in the future, I'll be brave enough to go for, you know, I'll be brave enough to go to another convention. I think there's another one called ToyCon, and chances are it's probably not gonna be that bad either. So I think the only thing we need to watch out for is if the organizers of Conquest are gonna be organizing another con. Because, you know, with the backlash that has happened against them, I doubt that they'll be organizing under their current name. No. I think they're gonna, I really hope that if they have any shred of delicadeza, that they're not gonna be organizing another con, especially under a new name. My goodness. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have that much hatred for anything, but you know, I don't like it when I get to waste my time and my money on things like that. But yes, maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and try. Or if not on such a big place like SMX, maybe I can try going to a con in like SM Mega Mall, because at least that's smaller, you know, and a lot more accessible in comparison. So just something to think about. Gab says, I go to IKEA for the liminal space and listen to and jam to Lilac by IU. That's a very interesting thing that you like to do in IKEA, Gab. I go to IKEA so I can try to get lost. You know the running joke that they have about IKEA where every employee in IKEA was actually just a customer that got lost. So maybe, who knows, Gab? Who knows, Gab? If you end up there and I see you there, I think I know the reason why. Gab, we've been looking all over for you. I finally found you. It's time to go home. Gab, it's time to go home. Remember who you are. You've got a family to go back to. Oh my goodness, that will definitely be some kind of experience over there. My gosh. All right, so even though I did not get any ramen instead, oh well, I actually did. Especially for Ren, since you're dropping by, and there is a new ramen place in Circuit Makati. So if ramen kurada is full, then you could probably go to Bari Uma, and this is their regular, their how would I call it, their basic ramen, their Ajitama Uma. So Ajitama because it has the soft boiled egg that they have here, you see that? And what makes it special apparently is its quote unquote thick cut chashu that you could see over here. And yeah, it's thick. Extra thick. Well, not really, but it's kind of thick, and you only get like one piece. You only get like one piece. In other places, usually you would get like 2 slices of chashu. No, not in there. You get like 1. Oh my goodness. But it ain't so bad. It's not so bad. It does the job if you are craving, and probably not something I'll write home about, but if you're craving for something, at least, you know, I know. Gab says, I guess you could say the One Piece is real. The One Piece is real! It should have been me! Not him! It should have been me! So you could say the One Piece is real. What about 2 piece? No way! 2 piece of chashu! My gosh. Yeah, my diet is probably ruined again, but then again, I always eat food, so was I even on a diet anyway? Look at that. If there's one thing that I miss, it's good old Brothers Burger. My goodness. Look at that. This is the Blues Brothers Burger, and this one has blue cheese on it. Okay, tell me what you think, chat. All right, does anyone in chat actually like blue cheese? I can't be alone here. All right, even if it's just blue cheese dip for your buffalo wings or whatever. Okay, I remember whenever somebody brings blue cheese home, everybody says, good God, that stinks. But I'm like, you know, you're the ones that love durian, okay, and I think that stinks. Okay, so this is just equivalent exchange. Okay. Oh, you're a knight. Good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. And yes, thank you for being fellow cultured, quote unquote. Also loves playing blue cheese. Nice. And thank you very much again for dropping by. If you want to go ahead and follow another member of the Philippine streamer community, then go ahead and check out You're a Knight as well. And who very good at playing games like League, and I think also Dota, if I recall. That's also one of the games that you like to play. Dota and League. And you also like run like coaching for those games, if I recall correctly. Yeah, so go ahead and support fellow members of the community. Blue cheese master race, let's go. Yes, but I will admit it's not all blue cheese, okay? Or rather, I don't really look forward to blue cheese unless it's a dip. So I guess you could say I'm in the middle. Yes, and welcome Karamaki. Glad to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Another Philippine VTuber. It is Karamaki is a Digicat who recently had a new model update. So go ahead and check it out and show some love. Show them some love. All right. So, and especially if you play Team Fortress 2, go ahead and check out Karamaki's streams. You will not be disappointed. One of these days, I probably might try Team Fortress 2 just because somehow it is very popular, and which is a testament to how good it is despite its age. So maybe I will try Team Fortress 2, and hopefully it does not fry my laptop. I only have like 8 gigabytes of RAM, so you know, I hope it will be okay. All right, so yeah, going back to the chat here, Yoronite says, "Can you eat it alone though?" Yes, you can eat blue cheese by itself. I have eaten blue cheese with bread, and I have eaten it by itself, but it's something different if you make it into a dip. That's all I could say. Karamaki says, if you need help to set up, I can be here to help so your laptop won't fry out. Hey, thank you very much, Karamaki. I appreciate it. And thank you also for submitting your model for the review. And also, yes, as I mentioned earlier, if you haven't seen the pinned message, I do have an event ongoing in my Twitter that you can go ahead and check out the link. I'm looking for other VTubers, Philippine or international. You can go ahead and share your PNGs or your reference sheets, and I would like to review something that makes your model unique and special. Because your boy Serjay is shy. I don't want to do something like VTuber smash and pass because I'm like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't know. That's just me overthinking, okay? But yeah, so we'll just try and do that, and then maybe when I'm brave enough, we do the smash or pass, or it's just the smash, pass, smash, pass, smash, pass, smash. Yes. Gab says, oh hey Serjay, can I repost your meetup photos on my Discord? Yes, you may. You can also, a lot of us also have Discord servers as well. So feel free to go ahead and check out Karamaki, Gab. If you click on their Twitch links, that you probably might have a way to check out their Discord servers as well. You know, we try to support everybody, encourage growth in the community. So, you know, we are all in this together. Once we know where we are, we're all stars, and we see that. We're all in this together. I also, you know what's funny is that I had Brothers Burger for lunch because Ramen Kurada was jam-packed, right? And then, just like right there, you see in the background over there, there's the stall of Brothers Burger, okay? There's the stall of Brothers Burger, and just like 2 steps away from it is Dairy Queen. So yes, I already ruined my quote-unquote my diet because I had Brothers Burger. Why don't we go ahead and have a Blizzard? So yes, this is what was this one? Royal Ultimate Choco Blizzard. So what makes this quote-unquote royal is because aside from like the brownies and the cookie bits in this ice cream, you also have like chocolate sauce in the center. So that's the part that makes it royal. There's also like a strawberry version where it has like strawberry sauce inside, but this is the chocolate one. And usually I'm a pretty basic guy, so sometimes I would go for chocolate almond Blizzard, but you know, I wanted to take extra pictures. Do it for the gram. So yes, this is what I decided to pick for the day. And I finally tried out for myself the old Blizzard flip, and it worked, although you could see just a tiny bit of the ice cream coming out, and I was scared. I was pointing my cell phone to the ice cream, and I was like, come on, focus, please. Focus already. The ice cream might fall out and people are gonna look, and I'm gonna be scared. So yeah, thankfully it cooperated and it decided to follow my instructions. Thank goodness. My social anxiety has been spared. My gosh. Gab says, uncontrollably does the dance choreo for "We're all in this together." Oh my gosh. You will never forget the time when the original High School Musical was popular, and in my class, at least in my high school class, someone brought a DVD player with a tiny monitor, so it's like a little laptop, but the only thing it could do is play DVDs, and they played High School Musical on repeat, and then we had the choreo memorized for like a class presentation or something. Goodness gracious, that I will never get that out of my brain. Although I never managed to watch High School Musical 3 because it was in the theaters. 1 and 2 were available on the Disney Channel. I never got to watch part 3. I didn't feel like spending money to watch High School Musical 3 in the theaters. So I guess in modern parlance, that's what you call based. And we talked about this in the Splatoon event, you know. If what you call based in slang is because, you know, someone has an opinion that, you know, it might be controversial, but it's like, dang, I agree. I don't really agree with you, but that's very brave of you, and I'm gonna call it out. So that's called based. So if someone has a really awful opinion, would you call that acidic? Because the opposite of based is acidic, or base is acidic. So yeah, that's it. Karamaki says, I love Dairy Queen, and Yora Knight says, Dairy Queen, the GOAT. Hey, let's go. Love it when you see it. Yora Knight says, I always thought it was a typo for biased. I thought so too. Or something like that. When it first became popular, I thought it was like a typo for biased or something. And I'm aware that, as Wayward says, the opposite of based is cringe. But like, come on, it's a missed opportunity. Based and acidic, man. Like, people did not pick up on the sciencey nerdy side. I will say this though, as young Serjay used to say, you know, I used to be scared of doing things because of how people would react. But I'm like, you know what? Now that I'm a little older, you come to realize that, you know, people's opinions don't always matter. So you may be cringe, but you are free. And sometimes that's all you need. Just be free. As long as it's legal, of course, okay? I will always say this. Whatever makes you happy and it's legal, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, I always have to put that caveat there. And also, again, for everybody, I don't know if it's still the same, but it's raining. The weather has been pretty bad lately. This is what it was like when I actually arrived at the venue for the event. And holy cow, the sky was just dark when I arrived, but like 5 minutes later, whoosh, so much rain. It felt like, you know, it was pounding on the roof. Yeah, if you check it out here, see, look at how loud it is. Wait, let me just rewind. Nothing, no visibility, just spraying of rain. That's how strong it was. And the wind too. So when I was taking this video, the camera on my cell phone was soaked, and my glasses too. That's how strong the wind was. But you know what? It actually just felt like maybe it was only this strong for like maybe 2 minutes. And then, like what Gab said, he arrived like an hour later and it felt like nothing happened, which is true. After an hour, it just felt like nothing at all. Not even an hour, like a couple of minutes. There was no rain at all. It was all sunny again. I guess in hindsight, that was a good thing, because at least, you know, the rain was strong for just a minute or a few minutes, and then at least it was all gone. It felt like nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but at the time, I thought that this would be the weather for the entire event, and I thought, because whenever we have those Splatoon events, it always ends up that it would either be like raining very hard or it's Splatfest, one or both. And that time it was both. So we are all okay at least. So thankfully it's not a big problem. Hello Ars, good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Yes, the weather do be trolling. That's true. And welcome to a fellow Philippine VTuber, Arst von Govion. And he is the Plague Doctor VTuber. Welcome, welcome once again. Good to have you here. And I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, the rain was really crazy, but it's a lot better than the heat, true, Wayward. But, you know, rain do be scary. And especially for those people who live in, like, more flood-prone areas. It's a lot scarier for them, so... From what I've seen of Parasite, you know, let's just be kind to the people that don't wish for rain. Now, when I have that, it's like, oh, before I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, it's raining, let's have some rain. But then I'm like, now it's like, oh yeah, what about them? The people who live in those areas, my goodness, it's scary. Oh yeah, but everything was fine. If you remember, Gab, or there was this one time when we had to cut the Splatoon meetup short because of the rain. So we were like, hey, there's a storm signal, you have to go home, everybody. But we're all fine over here.
The leads changed so many times.
Yes. That's crazy.
Just wanting to show any of the newcomers that this is what I was going through last weekend. Yes, you could see over here, this is my paid actor on the right. He's a very handsome fellow, isn't he? He sounds just like me. Yes, I pay him very well so that my VTuber model will always be safe. I will not dox myself. And he gets to go out and, you know, act in my stead. And if he goes out of line, you know, he can always go to the dungeon. No, sorry, there's no dungeon. There is no dungeon, right, Niall? Hello, good day to you, Niall. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Another Philippine VTuber, welcome. And amazing 3D artist. Okay, debuted a new model actually recently, and I'm amazed at the amount of work that has gone into that model. So go ahead and check it out as well. And nice water physics as well. Backgrounds are nice too. I love it. Dungeon? I've never heard of it. Thank you. Yes, there is no such thing as a dungeon. Okay, not in my Discord, not in my chat. No. Karamaki says, whoa, I wish I can pay someone to be my paid body double. It's very cheap, you know? Just feed them some bread. Oh no, I'm exposing my wages as an employer. My goodness. To the gulag. R says, nah, we are all, I'm a very fair employer. Just don't cross me, okay? That's all. And yes, this is, again, just going back to what happened. This is what I was up to last weekend, doing some commentary.
Yes, but I'm not too old to watch this game start. Undertow spillway!
It's a beautiful day underneath the bridge right now. Let's see who's gonna win this one.
Interesting.
I want to see another match.
Ink brushes on both sides. Well, one's Octo, one's Ink, whatever.
We have one backline only on the blue team.
That's true. We do have E-Leader and we do have the bow.
And Daddy's on the blue team.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch this career with great interest. Oh!
Excuse you!
Wow!
Go to your corner, sir!
First Ink!
First Ink!
On both teams. It's a pretty equal neutral play right now, but
oh my gosh, those lines that I come up with. What the heck, Serjay?
That is true. So, for those of you who don't know what Clam Blitz is, I'll do my best to explain.
Go ahead.
You have a bunch of those little clams that you're following you right now. You need to get 8 of those clams on one person. You can see it's getting the football right now. Then you can go ahead and open the enemy basket, but it failed. So you need to get that football-shaped
like
clam to open it, and then you can toss in more of those big clams, or you can toss in the little clams, bring
like
it down
that.
to 0. Yes,
Is
thank
this
you
rehearsed?
for thank
Is
you
this
for
rehearsed?
demonstrating. Yes, we planned this. We planned this in advance. But
And
We love it when the chat when the players follow what we're trying to say. It's just weird because, you know, the commentators table was just like 2 steps away from the players table. So it's like, and we didn't have like headsets for the players. So it's like people were accusing us of, you know, rigging the thing. Because I like to explain the rules because Splatoon is not that popular compared, at least the Philippine gamer scene, compared to something like Apex or Valorant. So I try to explain the rules as much as possible to make it easier to understand. And all the while, everybody seemed to be like following what we were saying. It's like, yes, okay, that's exactly what we were talking about. Thank you for being very cooperative. Yes. Rigged, taint, literally unplayable. No. It was all fair. Okay, it was just a coincidence, right? Good cooperation between the commentators and the players, indeed. Yes, see? We all want to spread the love of Splatoon, so that's why we had everybody, quote-unquote, participate. Let's take a look at the rest.
as you can see, if you put more, the timer goes back even more and it stays open until no more clams are being put in.
As you can see, it is
And
finally
when
done.
it's done, the barrier goes back up, so you have to wait until it goes down before you push back in.
And now it is a good time for the blue team to try to capitalize 67 or less and to be able to win. Closer to 0, closer to winning.
But they are dying all over the place, and yellow is inking so much of the base to try and get
Oh, here we go. We got more hammer action right now.
Okay. One more.
Okay.
Oh, look, good sploosh
Oh,
battle.
yes,
oh, good job. One more. There's another push coming in.
Toss it.
Nobody's
Toss
gonna
it.
stop.
Oh, we missed
okay,
again.
a little bit more.
Oh, no.
One more try.
Yes,
There
good
we
job.
Go. Backdoor ball.
Yes, that is like the scariest thing that happened. When you think you're going to throw that game-winning toss and then you miss.
Yep.
My
That's
God.
The
really
backdoor
painful.
strategies
No,
are
Farron,
always
this is not a
helpful in
rigged game,
Splatoon.
okay?
Yes.
We're just amazed at everybody's abilities. Yes.
All right, there's another ball on the floor there. By the way, for those who do not know, the clams, the balls that do fall are you can pick them back up.
That is true. But if you do not, they will fade after a while. Oh, we
Here's
got
another
two.
push on the yellow team.
Yellow
That's
on
two of
two.
them. All right, one of them missed though.
You can go ahead and try and push a little further, but they're being surrounded by the blues. They need to go ahead and try to regroup, otherwise they're gonna be surrounded. 61, yellow is still in the advantage. Blue needs to capitalize this. They need maybe like around 2 power clams to be able to get the lead at
2
this
power
point.
clams and 1 more because you still have those penalty points from losing.
Oh, no
That is
wonder
very true.
we're
So they
slow.
need to go ahead and do
It's a
this. Can we
1080.
see some Spider-Man action?
Please. Please.
Yeah, no
Yes.
wonder
Yes!
we're lagging.
Yes! Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Okay, no, we got a hammer time. It's the hammer time, baby!
Okay, let's see if we can get those.
Oh, we got
pickups.
two
Oh,
hammers!
double
2 hammers!
Oh,
Let's go!
dang. Shame on you.
Yes,
Shame on you, Carlos.
we are very excited whenever we commentate. I am so glad that we were able to rent the entire place out. Otherwise, if we didn't, we would probably have noise complaints. I honestly believe that. Yes, and again, as we are about to wrap up very soon, we do have another event happening. So this is just an example of one of the many events that is being held by the local Splatoon community. If you are part of my Discord server, you will know that September is going to be a very busy month because on September 2, I will be celebrating my VTuber anniversary. So I hope that you will become part of that. And on September 16, And 17, it's going to be the Geek Pop Super Turbo Video Game Festival. And that will also be held on Ayala Mall's Circuit Makati. And Splatoon Philippines will be having a tournament there. And hopefully I will be allowed to join the commentary table once again. And not to mention, there will also be cosplay, other tournaments of video games and all that jazz. So, especially since Arst is here, I know the old Final Fantasy games are not included, but it's just funny because Street Fighter 2 Turbo, yes, that very old Street Fighter 2 game, is included in the lineup. For a very interesting one. And, yeah, so if ever, I hope to see you there. And if ever I really hope to see someone one of these days, not gonna lie, I would love to see someone that would actually cosplay as Serjay. That would just be like the most hilarious thing, in my opinion. Oh my goodness. And they're gonna say, "You're not the real Serjay. Your costume needs work." Okay, fine, but can you sound like Serjay? I don't know. If we can find someone that can cosplay me and sound like me, then we're probably gonna have issues. It's just Serjay's paid actor. There he is, in the wild. I found you, faker. What is this, Fate Stay Night? Faker. Well, how did Gilgamesh say it in Fate Stay Night again? Faker. Oh no, wait, that's Sonic. I'm sorry. I think Karamaki is referencing Sonic. I found you, faker. Oh my goodness, Sonic and Shadow. Goodness gracious. Street Fighter 2, according to Arst, is still a competitive game, which is true. Despite how old Street Fighter 2 is, it's still a very popular tournament game these days. Amazing, isn't it? And Guile is cheese. Changed my mind. Yes, Guile is cheese. He's American cheese, not blue cheese, because blue cheese is like French. We love blue cheese in here. My goodness. Love blue cheese. It's the superior dip. Better than ranch, quote unquote. My gosh. So yeah, take care out there, everybody, in the rain. I hope you stay safe. Hey yo, fellow blue cheese enjoyers, let's go! Yes, despite the smell, again, my family keeps saying, "Serjay, blue cheese smells awful. Why do you keep it in the refrigerator?" And I'm like, "You're the one that keeps durian in the refrigerator. Now it's my payback." Both are good, but they should never be combined. Yeah, I understand. I can see where you're coming from, Niall. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff that I posted in my Discord server. Yeah, I like to collect sporks. Yes, technically they're not sporks because it's one on each end, but I did ask a question as, like, which side would you probably use more? Would you use the fork end or would you use the spoon end? And I said, if ever I had the choice to choose one, I'd probably choose the fork end more. I mean, I kind of learned how to eat rice using a fork. And if ever you need to, like, drink soup, and if manners were not a problem, just drink on a bowl. Drink from the bowl, man. Who cares about manners? I remember growing up that I used to be scolded a lot because sometimes I would wear a cap or a hat while eating. And then my family and then my parents would tell me, "That's bad manners, Serjay." And I'm like, who says that? You know, I said, being an adult means that you can now wear your cap at the dining table and no one can bat an eyelash. Sometimes traditions are just pure pressure from people who are long dead. So sometimes, you know, they can be very, very restrictive. So sometimes if they just don't make sense, just if it's not breaking the law, then go ahead and do it. Wear your cap. Eat cereal at night. If you are a paying adult, go ahead and eat your cereal any time of the day. Serjay encourages eating cereal anytime. Oh my goodness. So just, you know, just do what you want. You know, you be cringe, but you are free. My gosh. Oh yeah. I remember, you know, it's raining and people are debating whether they should, you know, take a bath or not. But the real question is, if you're gonna take a bath, do you use a sponge or the rock? I don't know. I think this is like a Philippine household thing, but usually they would have the rock at home. Because sometimes, you know, there's no better way of, you know, scrubbing yourself. Sponges don't do it as good as a rock does. Pumice stone, yes. I remember, goodness gracious, I remember Sweeney Todd. Oh my goodness. With Alan Rickman and Johnny Depp, like, fetch the pomade and pumice stone, but first, sir, now let me have a shave. Yes, good old pumice stone. You know, it hurts, yes, but it feels good afterwards. That sounds wrong, out of context. Don't take that out of context. This stream is going off to a very rocky start, my goodness. But yeah, sponges are fine for like your... I don't know, Karamaki, if you agree with me. Sponges are fine for your face. You do not want to use the rock on your face, I think. But but you can, for everything else, just use the rock. It does a very good job. When I used to, you know how anime is, you know, with all of the with the bath scenes and stuff like that, and you know, the bath scenes that always seem to occur whenever your parents walk in, and you have to always keep explaining, you know, mom, dad, this is not porn, okay? This is anime. In any case, it's always like they use a towel for their back, and I'm like, you know, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You know, you really gotta get the rock in there. So, to check out the comments here, Gab says, that's the title of the sequel, Sweeney Todd, Sweeney Tood. I like that, Gab. I love it. And Karamaki says, yes, very soft sponge for the face. We don't have a very soft sponge, unfortunately. We have one of those synthetic loofahs, unfortunately. I think we should get one of those genuine loofahs that are a lot softer. Because yes, taking care of your appearance is very good for you. So your body will reward you in the future, trust me. And for the rest of the body, a loofah or the rock. For me, Niall, to answer your question, yes, you can use the rock for your feet or something like that, but I tend to use the rock for everything except for my face. You know, because sometimes you just, you know, you really gotta dig deep. You gotta go all out like that and then just use the rock. But afterwards, sometimes it feels a bit itchy. So, you know, just always be careful. Careful using the rock, especially if you're using it against like softer, thinner skin areas like your armpit. Okay, trust me, you do not want to use the rock very hard there. Especially like right after, if you have to go to work and then you use deodorant or something like that. Holy cow, it's gonna hurt. Or even worse, awas. My goodness. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna cry. And you might ask, Serjay, it sounds as if you speak from experience. Yes. And that's why I'm telling you, do not go overboard with the rock. Trust me, your body will thank you. Your skin will thank you. My gosh. Anyway, so yeah, that's just the kind of shenanigans that you will get into if you go into the Discord server. So if you want to go ahead and check out my Discord server where we talk all about food and random things that happen in my life, and then you can go ahead and check out my paid actor, my very handsome paid actor over here, yes, with my co-commentators. Look at that. Look at those eyes. He's telling you to join the Discord server. And also, if you like what you see and you love what you hear, why don't you go ahead and, if you haven't followed yet, give me a follow here on Twitch. We are now at 595 followers on Twitch, so we only need 5 more people to be able to complete and maybe make it 600. So I hope you can join me there. And Gab, yes, it was an honor to commentate along with you too. Hope to see you in September. And yep, let's go ahead, and I think we're gonna wrap up over here. Let's go ahead and tune it down. So once again, let's head to the studio. And thank you once again, everybody, for choosing to drop by here. I am very grateful that I spent some time with you all, especially since it's been a while since my last Just Chatting stream. And I hope that this stream brought a little more color to your day. And once again, as a reminder, if you haven't checked it out yet, go ahead and check out the pinned link in the comments, and you can go ahead and see I am requesting for fellow VTubers to send me their reference sheets or their PNG models, and then I'm going to host a stream, hopefully if I get enough people, by the end of the week. And then I'm gonna talk about the parts of your design that I really like. So, and then on the day of the stream itself, haha, bamboozled, it's smash or pass. Just kidding, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's just, I wanna talk about the parts of your design that I like, because I'm really grateful that a lot of people really like my design, that I talk to. They like the colors of my design, so I want to give back. I want to share the love and tell people what I love about their design. So feel free to show me your PNGs, and I'll be more than happy to give some feedback. Niall says, when is this and when do we send our image? Maybe not immediately. Ideally by the end of the week, but you know, it's not a rush. Maybe like, let's just say at the end of the week. Before Sunday. So yeah, I'm sure that you can go ahead and send that out already. So here is the pinned. Go ahead and take a look at that. And just refer to that one and then send me your PNGs or reference sheets. And so far, thank you again to everybody who has already liked and retweeted that. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of the rest. Okay, so now at this point in time, we're gonna go ahead and check out who we can raid for today. So if you have enough Svek coins to redeem, feel free to let me know, who do you want me to raid for today? Just redeem and then tell me, give me a name. Give me the name. Okay, thank you very much for the redeem, Niall. Karashin, gotcha. Let me go ahead and check if they are available, because it's been a running joke that whenever I say, okay, let's go ahead and raid them, and then it's like, nope, they're not available to raid.
I already did it.
Oh, they're doing a
I
2.0
did it in the
debut. Well, this
past.
is the perfect time to actually support them
I was in
then.
the past.
So let's go ahead and do that. Here is the raid message, and let's go ahead and raid Karashin. But again, before we go, I really hope that this stream brought a little more color to your day, and I hope to see you on the next scheduled stream.
Hey, what?
So you take care, always stay safe, and keep the world turning. This has been your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek, saying, Salama Svek, you take care, and
Sammy
I
is
love
the
y'all.
one who rigged this
Bye
model, and
now.
there she is.